Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel Self Love Exie. So today's topic of conversation is going to be a little different. It is love yourself enough to let them go. And so what does that mean? That means letting go the people in your life who are bringing you down. So a lot of us stay in relationships, friendships, environments, even with family members that are toxic. And we know they're toxic, but we stay. Why is that? Why do we stay in things that aren't good for our soul, that aren't good for us? And there's a lot of reasons for this. I'll name a few off the top of my head. Your identity. So your subconscious identity. The things from your childhood that made you believe this is what you are now. Okay? So say you're in a relationship with this man who lies a lot. Your identity is that you are not worthy of somebody who tells the truth. Okay? It is all you. As much as that stings to hear, it is you. Okay? This is something I learned. When I was in relationships where these men were lying to me, I had to look at myself and be like, what am I doing? What am I doing to make this person lie to me? What am I doing to bring this into my life? Okay? So, you could feel unworthy of something better, something greater. Okay? And this could be rooted through maybe your body, your trauma, your identity, any of these things and more. And another reason why people stay is because they feel like they owe something to the other person. So say you're in a relationship and I'm just gonna like a weird example, but say you're a woman in a relationship and you're in a toxic relationship with this guy, okay? And you're like, I need to get out. But the one thing is that he pays the bills. He pays the bills. He pays your grocery bills. You don't have to touch anything financially. And you're like, well, it's worth it. You feel like you owe this man something. You feel like you owe him something. So you're staying in this toxic relationship, deteriorating your self-worth and mental health. Say you have a friendship, okay? And you're like, well, I owe her because she stood up for me. Or I owe da-da-da-da. Let me get one thing straight. You do not owe anybody anything. And I mean that when I say anybody. You don't owe your mom nothing. A lot of people, that's controversial. You don't owe your mom nothing. You don't owe your dad nothing. You don't owe anybody anything. The only thing you owe is to yourself. That's it. Have the respect and love to yourself because you owe that to yourself. I'm getting so heated for no reason. But that's the only person you owe is yourself. You owe yourself to go to the gym and look good and feel good and do good. Now, this one might sting a little. But the reason that you stay in these toxic relationships is because you don't love yourself. Let that sink in. You don't love yourself. Okay? At least enough. I want you to imagine this scenario, okay? You are you, quantum leaped into the version with the highest self-respect and the most self-love ever. What would you do differently? Would you be with that friend? Would you be with that partner? Would you be at home still? Would you still communicate with this person? Would you let this person talk to you that way? Probably not. Okay? Probably not. If you really think about it and put your ego aside, you would probably do a lot of things differently, right? So we want to make that quantum leap. We want to make that jump into this version now, into the timeline that you love yourself with the utmost respect. You respect yourself. You love yourself. I don't care if y'all call it selfish no more. You have to love yourself more than you love anybody else. And a lot of people stay in relationships. For example, I used to stay in big friend groups. So I would stay in these toxic friend groups because I didn't know who I was. And I wasn't comfortable with myself. It was like I needed that validation, that external validation from my friends. Like I could hang out with them all day and have so much fun. And as soon as I came back to my room, I was depressed. And if you have that experience as well, if you can't be by yourself, that is the first warning that you are with people who are tearing you down. Okay? Again, a lot of people are scared to be by themselves, and that's why they stay in toxic relationships. You know, I want to clarify something again. If I say relationships, it doesn't mean just romantic. It could be friendships, anything, okay? This is why you stay in toxic relationships, because the fear of being alone. Whether it be A lot of people have the fear of dying alone, but I want you to understand something. You should fear losing yourself more than losing anybody in the whole world. Because people come and go, okay? But you are you forever. Unless you die and then reboot. Whatever you believe after happens, after death happens, okay? Anyways. But you are the only person you have in this entire timeline right now. In your body, in this body, this is the only person you have. So why are you worried about losing external people? Worry about yourself. Worry about losing yourself. So, knowing this, knowing all of these reasons why we stay in relationships that aren't in our highest self and our greatest good, aren't really helping us succeed, how do you get out of this cycle? Okay? Well, first, I want you to identify it. I want you to take your ego aside, okay? Because when you do this, your brain is going to try to protect you and be like, no, we need this person. No, we need this person, because your brain is a survival mechanism. It's always trying to protect you. It's like the thing that loves you, but it loves you a little too much. It doesn't know how to always love you right, okay? So, say, this is just an example that popped in my head, so this might be for somebody specifically, but say you're in a relationship with your best friend, and they're doing you a little dirty. They're dogging you out a little bit, but you're like, well, like, from all the time that we've had, like, we spent years together, like, she's my best friend, we know each other so well, okay? And you're staying in this friendship. Your mental health and your respect is going down every time you allow that person to dog you out, to disrespect you, to lie to your face. Like, you literally take it as like a meter, okay? This is the meter stick. Every time you allow a friend, a family member, blah, 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 whatever, to disrespect you in any way, do self-respect, self-love, self-worth, do like, you know what I'm saying? We want it up to the ceiling. We want it out of this damn world. Okay? So, that was a very weird example. How do you do this? Do inner work. There's a reason, like I said before, why you feel only worthy of a certain type of people. And this linked back to childhood. Maybe like a teacher was like, you can't do this, da 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 da. Okay? It doesn't matter what it is. Find the root of that. Find the root of that cause. And reprogram your brain. You're the author of your own book. Write that chapter again. Bars. Oh, bars. You are the author of your book. Rewrite that chapter. Okay? Isolate yourself. One quick thing. Just before I move on, a lot of people will tell you it's selfish to cut people out of your life who aren't benefiting you. And take into account that people do have ups and downs, okay? Not everybody's always going to be in your life happy all the time, happy jolly all the time. But I'm talking about the people who blatantly disrespect you. Say you have boundaries. The people who blatantly walk over them. Those people need to be cut out of your life, okay? And if you see somebody do something that you like don't morally align with, ethically, spiritually align with, they're probably not for you. So, for example, I have a really strong hatred against, not hatred, very strong boundary against cheaters. If you have cheated before on anybody, I don't want to be in a relationship with you, okay? I won't have friendships who cheat on their man or cheat on their girls. I do not want to be involved in that because I find that horrible. It is a disgusting feeling and thing in my brain. I look at you with the utmost disgust. I don't judge people, but I'm judging. Okay? So that's one of my boundaries, is people who cheat. If I have a friendship and they are cheating on their man, we are not friends. We are not friends. I don't associate with you. Okay? That was like off topic. But like, there are so many ways to tell if somebody's really there for you and if they're really not there for you. Say you have a really big telltale is when you have an amazing thing that happens to you and you're so excited and you go to tell these people and their reaction's like not, I don't want to say not fulfilling, but they really are not happy for you. They would rather see you fall than you stand up. Okay? That's just how these people are. And so you need to cut these people out of your life. Sweep them away. They're not meant to be in your life. Okay? Isolate yourself. And I don't mean in the unhealthy way. I feel like I do this all the time. I just like No hard feelings, everyone. If you people are watching this and I have cut you out of my life, I promise it's not personal. I promise if you come to me right now and be like, yo, girl, where have you been? I'd be like, I'm so sorry. It's just me. It's just who I am. Still all love. Like, I promise there's nothing bad. So I just cut. It's a really bad habit. Anyways, isolate yourself in the way that if you're not sure if this person, say you have a specific person in mind and you're like, I'm not sure if they're toxic or not. Isolate yourself a bit from this person. And you can like communicate that to them too. Be like, look, I'm gonna just take some time for myself for a little bit. If they don't respect that boundary, leave. After you've isolated from them, how do you feel? Do you feel better? Do you feel your self-confidence raising? And you go speak to them again and then down? Your energy drained? That's the way to tell. If you notice that without them you feel so much better, that's a big telltale. Or after that period away from them and you go back to them and all of a sudden your mindset's effed up. All of a sudden you're judging yourself again. All of a sudden you feel low and your energy's drained again. That's also another telltale that this person is not meant to be in your life. I strongly believe in energy vampires, but I also strongly believe that some of these people don't mean to be. So I've had friendships before where I told them, I'm like, look, you drain my energy. That's how blunt I am. I'm an extremely honest individual. I told that friend, I'd be like, look, you drain my energy. And yes, it hurt. Of course it's gonna hurt. If someone told me that, I would be hurt as well. But it's something that a lot of people don't know that they're actually doing. And so telling them allows them to make room for it. And it left me feeling good that I could communicate with people. Because it's not always people's intentions. But sometimes deep down they do have evil intent. So watch out. Another thing, find things that you are passionate about doing. A lot of people nowadays don't know what they're passionate about because they feel unworthy to strive and glide into their passion. Especially with social media. You don't have time. You don't have time for your passions. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Don't talk to me like that. No, you always have time. You always have time for anything that you actually want, okay? So, if you are somebody who likes coloring, find time to do the things you're passionate about instead of worrying about if so-and-so texted you. Worry about what this person is doing. Worry about what this person is thinking of you. Who cares? The only way to really get out of these relationships is to boost your self-love and self-respect and self-confidence. I could tell you to do all these things. I could tell you to color every day, okay? But the main thing, you could just raise your self-respect, self-love, and self-confidence, and you will cut people off like nothing, okay? It won't even be a practice thing. Like, you can just do it. And so that is the main thing that I want you to do right now. And I will tell you how. I will tell you a few things that you can do to raise your self-love, self-respect, and self-confidence. But again, you must put this into practice. I can't just be telling you and you're like one ear out the other, okay? You need to love yourself a little bit enough to put these things into practice to really see results. So now that we know that if you are constantly but having toxic people in your life that you just can't seem to get rid of for whatever reason, you keep making excuses for them, like, no, they actually love me, oh, they didn't mean that, oh, it was a joke. Shut up. So here's some things that you can do to raise your self-love and self-respect and confidence. And all of this will come with it. You will just start cutting people left and right who no longer serve your highest self. And you will ascend, baby. You will blossom, okay? First things first. It all roots from our subconscious mind, okay? What we are programmed to believe about ourselves. Believe what we can do, achieve. This is your identity. These are the stories that you tell yourself, okay? The I am statements. Say you're a child and you come home and you're like so excited that you passed the test, okay? Your first test ever and you got a B. And your parents are like expecting more from you and they kind of like get mad at you. All of a sudden, you're not smart. And all of a sudden, you're not worthy. and all of a sudden you're a people pleaser because you want your mom to be happy and mom and dad to be happy, so you need to get A's and you study your... Okay, this is not personal. That felt so personal, but it's not personal. But these are the things that can really like snowball into your current reality, is your identity. So figure out who you are. Figure out who you are to the core. Okay, not just external, who you are internally. What your trauma has made you believe you are, what your past has made you believe you are, what your friends have made you believe you are, what situations have made you believe what you are. Okay, all of these things will really help. So for example, I will use a personal one. In my past, I used to always believe that people were judging me all the time, just because I was judging myself. Okay, and so I had to go back to when I was bullied by a friend. And this person, it was like secretly hated me. And now I understand that it was jealousy and envy. But in the moment, I was so sad because I was like, how is this person look at me all the time? And like, we were best friends and now you're going to judge me and now you're going to bully me. And every time someone would look at me, I thought they were judging me because of that situation, that core situation, when I went back to it. So I rewrote that story. And I was like, this person was just jealous, just envious. And I even had situations where I thought people were judging me, but in reality, like, they loved my outfit or something. And so you can reprogram your brain into believing these stories. So now when somebody looks at me, I don't think they're judging me. I don't think they're envious of me. I think that they're just looking at me. That's it. There's nothing going on in their head. Maybe like, wow, she's so beautiful. But I only think positive things. Okay, so with this identity part, there are two parts in here. First is the identity, the I am statements. Second is the story, okay? And these are all based off the subconscious mind. So the stories you tell yourself. Say you're walking into a store and this girl, like, okay? Is a story in your head like, oh my god, she thinks my dress is ugly. Like, oh my god, da da da. Or is a story, she likes my outfit. You know, like, you can really create these things in your head all the time. All the time. Imagine you trip and fall. And the story in your head is like, oh my god, everyone's judging me and laughing at me. That could be a story in your head. Or the story could be, everyone's laughing with me because that's so funny. I'm just clumsy. You know, that could also be a story. And so you are the author. That's what I love to say. You are the author of your own book. So you write the story. Second thing is the identity, I am statement, which I went into more before. But from your past, you have created these statements in your head who you believe you are. That's all I'm going to say. Rewatch what I just said before, okay? Another thing that helps a lot with self-love is affirmations, okay? Now, these are not magic potions. You're not going to say, I'm confident one day and you're fucking confident. That's not how it works, okay? But repeated affirmations reprogram your brain into believing what you say they are because they're I am statements. So instead of saying something like, I'm dumb, reprogram it, I'm smart. Even as a joke, your brain doesn't understand the difference between false and the truth. Everything that you tell it is true to your brain, okay? So say you said something accidentally. Say you said a wrong word. You're like, oh my god, I'm so dumb. Your brain is taking that information and being like, oh yeah, you are dumb. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you really have to be careful of what you speak because your tongue is powerful. Very powerful. So affirmations are a good one. I have all my sticky notes up here. I allow any unexpected gifts and miracles come my way today. I love my beautiful skin. I'm a divine, sensual being. I have so many sticky notes that I tell myself every morning. And I've been doing this for years. Years. Okay? So that also helps. Make yourself look good. Okay? A lot of people have a little, again, story in their head that like, oh, when I make myself look good, people think I'm trying too hard. That was a story that I had in my head a long time ago as well. I want you to take that story and light it on fire, okay? When you look good, you feel good, and you do good. You know those moments when you just feel so confident, like your hair is done, your makeup's done, your outfit is nice, and you just like walking like you're the baddest alive? That is the energy that we want you to bring every day. Every day. Every single day. And as sad as it is, people do treat people differently when they look put together. It's because you look like you respect yourself, okay? And it's just how society is, just how the world is. But you know those moments when you just rolled out of bed, you ain't even done your skincare, you barely brush your teeth, and you walk out the door. It's much different than you getting up early and you lighting a candle and you take a shower and you're putting a lotion on your body and you smell good and you do your hair and you do your makeup and you write in your journal. You're getting done for yourself. You are putting yourself together and feeling yourself, and then you walk out the door feeling like that. And you, if you know me, you know that I talk about frequency, okay? Your frequency radiates all the time. So if you are the person, the version of you who just woke up and went out the door, that is radiating something different than when you are radiating that confidence, that, yeah, I put time into myself. Those are radiating different versions of you. So choose wisely of which version you are putting out into the world. The last thing is, do I want? Now, for the people pleasers out there, this is going to be a little difficult. Do I want? Okay? I hear a lot of people all the time being like, oh, I have to text her because da-da-da-da. You have to? Or is your mind telling you to? Or is your mind telling you that you should text her because you're a people pleaser and you want this person to like you? Okay? Do I want to? Do I want to text this person? No? Then don't. Do you want to go to this person's birthday party? Not really. Then don't. You understand what I'm saying? Do you want? Do I want? Okay? That's all you really need. Like, again, a lot of people call you selfish for this, but say you've been a people pleaser for so long, switching into this mindset will make you will have, like, people around you will have a spotlight on them. A lot of people will get mad at you for choosing yourself because they're used to the version of you that chose them instead over you. They're used to the version of you that poured their cup first before yours was even halfway full. Okay, you need to pour yourself your own huge ass cup before you pour anyone else's cup. Do you want? Other people's opinions. What anyone else wants. It's you. Do you want? Anyways, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it.